it's only right. You see, this world is changing. We can help it change for the better. Celebrate diversity, it's only right. You see, this world is changing. We can help it change for the better. People of colors and ages, religions and lifestyles, and the disabled, everybody should believe in diversity.
Hi, and welcome to Diversity in the Community. I am your host, Teresa Freeman. Diversity in the community highlights diverse people, cultures, talents, and subjects. I hope you enjoy today's show.
I have the pleasure of presenting to you at this time Ms. Jenny Wakefield. Ms. Wakefield is an HIV advocate. She participates in the Neo Exchange program of Hartford. She has worked for, or perhaps is presently still working for, the AIDS Project of Hartford, the Hispanic Health Council, and is an alcohol drug rehab center health counselor. Put your hands together while she comes to share with us.
Good morning. I got a big mouth, so I don't need no microphone. You know my name, and most people have already seen me. If you haven't, you will. I've been on TV, I've been in the newspaper, and I'm a self-disclosing individual. I live with HIV, but I've never had an AIDS diagnosis, so there's a difference. Brother Cedric was talking about abstinence. I abstained a long time, until that one man came along and he put the words in my ear, okay, and sounded like heaven to me. And see, I know y'all young girls, y'all think y'all be in love, because he said, come on baby, it's gonna be all right, keep you stroking the right way, and make you feel all kinds of good things. Okay, but you know what? Everything that feels good ain't good. Okay? It ain't good. And everything that looks good ain't good for you. Okay? And see, I've been there and I've done that. See, I'm one of those people that say, if you don't walk the walk, you can't talk the talk. Walk a mile in my shoes and see where and how I've been living. Okay? I was born into addiction. My family, and I come from a whole big, long line of, okay? Most people know those, okay? Nothing but a bunch of alcoholics and drug addicts, okay? My oldest brother, he was a drug addict. He never drank a drop of alcohol. Brother Sagan talked about molestation. From the age of 5 years old till I was 12, I was molested by 4 of my mother's boyfriends. I couldn't tell nobody. It was a secret. Because my life was threatened and my family's lives was threatened if I said anything. So I had to keep it to myself. And see, when you keep secrets, they keep you sick. And my secrets kept me sick for a long time. Okay? My heart ached every day. Now, I was raised by my grandparents, very spiritually grounded. I was raised to be a Jehovah's Witness. Didn't celebrate holidays, didn't even have a birthday cake when my birthday came around. All my friends used to wonder, why was I still in my school clothes knocking on their door Saturday mornings while they was watching cartoons and eating Cheerios and Fruit Loops, okay? And I'm trying to sell a Watchtower and Wake magazine. Okay? But see, that's how it was when I was growing up. It was all about having some morals and some principles, some pride and some dignity, which a lot of you let fall by the wayside as soon as you let somebody whisper some sweet nothings in your ear. You let all your self-dignity and your pride, get, like they say, you throw the baby out with the wash water. Okay? There are many of you right now, and you may not even know it, are living with some type of STI. That's a sexually transmitted infection. We are talking about chlamydia, trichinosis, okay, PID, pelvic inflammatory disease, and I'm just talking about the young ladies. Okay. Didn't say you had to get it from somebody, but if you don't go to the doctor on a regular basis, you never know what you got till you get there. Young men, y'all don't believe in wearing no protection. Okay? I can't feel nothing. I don't get no sensation. You know what? Excuse me, and I'm in the house of God, but you know what? When you feel a woman's heat, you feel a whole lot. Okay? Wrap it up. But better yet, don't wrap it. Okay? The first person you need to get familiar with is self. Because if you don't know yourself, how do you expect to know anybody else? I wake up in the mirror every day, and I don't say every day, I say every day. Okay. I look in the mirror and I see me every day. I say, hey baby. You want long hair, short hair, blonde hair, red hair? Yes. How do you want to look? Yes. All depends on how I feel. And I will always feel good. I've had enough of feeling sorry, lonely, hungry, angry, and tired because of other people's behaviors that I had to carry on my back. I have a brother who's a quadriplegic right now, and because of his actions as an addict, he's confined to a bed. He can barely feed himself, okay? He cannot even live independently. My nephew, his son, lives with him. Before that, he was a very vibrant, very active individual. My brother is 6'4". Black as coal, excuse me, and very fine, because if he wasn't my brother, I'd try to get some rhythm. I'd take that, okay? But the consequences of his behaviors and his actions put him in that bed that he's in. He stayed in St. Mary's home for 5 years until just this past year he got out, and now he has an apartment with his son. But he has to have a nurse, 3 nurses, every day to come and check on him from 8 to 9 at night. He has to have a hoist to get him out of bed. He has to have a catheter for him to piss through, okay? And then my youngest sister, she did 20 years in the Marine Corps. Come to find out, she came out and was diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. I'm the healthiest one out of my mother's 3 kids, and I got HIV. I'm the one that can do the most for my mother than either one of them can do. Matter of fact, I take care of them. I stayed at my brother's house till 1 o'clock this morning because his nurse left early because she had a sick kid. That ain't my responsibility. You're supposed to get somebody else to cover that spot for you. I ain't supposed to do that. Here I am trying to turn over a 200 and plus size man and wipe his dirty butt, okay, change his catheter, okay. I've done it as a CNA, okay, on a trial basis. Trust me. I know what it's like, but I don't like it. I mean, hey, let's be realistic. When you take a dump, nobody like wiping their own tail, okay? So why would you like wiping somebody else's? Okay? Why be subjected to it? But see, me, I'm a very real person, okay? I'm live in the living color. My friends say keep it real. I can't keep it no realer than this, okay? Because this is all I know. I kept so many secrets growing up that it made me sick. It made me sick before I even contracted HIV. And I've been living with this disease for almost 20 years. Most people don't even know the difference between the HIV diagnosis and AIDS diagnosis. I ain't gonna get into all the technicalities and particulars, but right now, my blood work says I don't even have HIV. So I'm just as normal as the rest of you. But I know it's in me. It's doing something. But I'm not gonna take that chance on being with somebody that I might transmit it to without using my head instead of my heart and thinking that, okay, well, I'm gonna take this chance one time and I ain't gonna have to worry about it. Okay? And then ain't nobody out there I'm interested enough in to give it to. Okay? For that matter. You know, abstinence has been a part of my life for, I ain't gonna tell you how long, okay? Because if I'm thinking about how long it's been, I might break down and cry about right now. Okay, for real. See, I ain't had none in a whole few minutes. Okay, for real. So you know I got some pent-up frustration about right up there. Okay? But I tell the truth. I ain't never lied. Okay? Now, either you like me or you don't, you do or you don't. I have no problem with that because see, I was taught you take what you need and you leave the rest. Okay? I might be giving you something that you can walk out of here with today that you can pass on to one of your friends. Okay? And if that's the case, then I've reached one so that you can teach one. And that's what it's all about. I just want to reach each and every one of you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Because see, there was nobody there to teach me and nobody there that I could reach out to get what I needed. Everything I got was from a book, and then I was privileged. I went to private school. Like say we talk about girlfriend with the horse, I went to Miss Porter's, all girls school. Okay, till just about my last year in high school. Okay, wasn't nothing there but senators and big top lawyers and congressmen's daughters up in that piece. Okay, and I was privileged. And see, we ain't gonna talk about how old I is. Okay, see, I'm old enough to be a lot of y'all's grandma, because my oldest daughter is 41. Okay, now you say what? Hold your breath. Okay, I'm coming to Elizabeth anyway. But yeah, I can talk about it because my baby is 33. Okay, you know what I mean? I got 2 grandsons, one that's gonna be 6 next month. Okay, and one that's 11. They both got television contracts. Okay, I have something to be proud of. Okay. I didn't think when I was diagnosed with this disease that I was going to ever live to see grandkids. Because see, I automatically thought, oh, heck, excuse me, I'm going to die. Didn't know nothing about it. I decided I'm going to get me a book and I'm going to get it to the right individuals so they can teach me. And I made it my lifelong passion to teach others. That's the only way that I have survived all this time. Okay? Living day by day, one day at a time. Reaching, teaching, educating, informing, and advising, and counseling individuals who need me. Okay? Because I know there's somebody out there who's going to ask me some questions. I'm going to stay for lunch. Okay? And feel free to ask me anything you want to. I have no secrets. I don't bite my tongue. I'm just in the house of worship, so I ain't going to use no bad words. Okay? I can use a few of them. I got some choice ones. Trust me. Okay? But it's a matter of, you know, where my heart is today. You know, and I felt privileged and honored to even be asked to stand up here before you to even speak. I do this on a regular. Okay? I've done it. Okay? One of my co-speakers over here, he know. Okay? I've been in love with him for years. Okay? He ain't giving me nothing either. We'll talk about that too. So, anyhow, we're moving right along. Anyway, you know, self-esteem is a powerful thing. Dignity and pride, if you don't have it, you know what? You need to ask somebody else. Okay? And I ain't gonna speak too long because we gotta eat lunch. I'm hungry. So I ain't gonna say too much, but I'm gonna leave all of you with this because see, there's two more people got to come up here, and I'm gonna give them their 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna give them 5 minutes because I took up the rest. Okay? Now see, this is my declaration of self-esteem. I'm me. Okay? In all the world, there's no one exactly like me. Everything that comes out of me is authentically mine because I am the chosen. I own everything about me, my body, my feelings, my mouth, my voice, all my actions, whether they be to others or to myself. I own all my fantasies, my dreams, my hopes, and my fears. I own all my triumphs and successes, all my failures and mistakes, because I own all of me. I can become intimately acquainted with me. By doing so, I can love me and be friendly with me in all my parts. I know there are aspects about myself that puzzle me, and other aspects that I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. But as long as I'm friendly and loving to myself, I can courageously and hopefully look for solutions to the puzzles and for ways to find out more about me. However, I look and sound, whatever I say and do, and whatever I feel to think at any given moment in time is authentic. If later some parts of how I looked, sounded, thought, and felt turned out to be unfitting, I can discard it and keep the rest and invent something new for that which is discarded. I can see, hear, feel, think, say, and do. I have the tools to survive, to be close to others, to be productive, and to make sense and order out of the world of people and things outside of me. You know why? Because I own me, and therefore I can engineer me. I am me, and I am okay. That's all I gotta say.
We thank God for this, Jenny. Let's give God another
Some of y'all without a cell phone, start texting, start passing notes. I saw somebody with a pen writing. Let me tell you something. This is Michelle Marie School of Comedy right now. If I can walk by you and you got a pencil and a paper out, you better have been taking notes on what she said, he said, and anybody else. I swear I will call you out. Who was here last year? Did I not call you out? Because I just want to say, I don't know why Byron keep asking me back, because truth be told, y'all is not my target audience. I don't really deal with young kids, you know, I usually do my comedy shows for grown folks and stuff. Because, you know, y'all at that age, can't nobody tell y'all nothing. Y'all don't know everything. And all y'all really know about is two things, and that's nothing. So, I've been dealing, you know, for the past couple of weeks, I knew this event was coming up, and I was like, you know what, I don't even know what I'm going to say to them. I don't even like kids like that. Never mind the fact I got my own little 8-year-old son, you know, he has his days. But I was like, you know what, just leave me. You know, but normally I have a whole thing, like I know I got a show coming up, I be sitting there writing, I be in church getting material. I'm gonna say you can get your best material from church people. And even my pastor, shout out to the Reverend Moses Harvell from Cross Street A&B Zion Church. Love my A&B Zion family. Love the Met, love y'all here again. What y'all think today? Last time I came, y'all actually let me take the plate home. I had to go on Facebook, tell Bishop Terry Jones that y'all let me take the plate. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. For real though, what y'all cooking today? Y'all need to know, I swear, there better not be no sandwiches. That's all the way to the Met for no Subway sandwiches. So if y'all got some left over for some Sunday dinner, warm that up, put that to the side. Just cook me up. But I just want to say, like I was saying, y'all really not my target audience because I don't know why, like at my church, like it's something about me that sometimes if you feel like they just come tell me things that I really don't care to hear. And I be saying to myself, what I want to say to them is like, at what moment did you look at me and think, I'm going to tell Michelle that I messed with this grown man? Like, what point, like, I want to know, what did this chick see in me that makes me think that I was just going to be like, oh, that's like, do he look good? No. I don't know what it is, but a lot of the youth find it easy to come to me and talk to me, but because I always tell them, look, you can come talk to me if you can't come talk to your mom, if you can't come talk to that dad. Because like he said, the other guy that's here, sometimes you need that go-to person. Sometimes you can't go to your mama. I know for a fact I couldn't talk to my mom. I just couldn't. And I didn't have a go-to person. Because see, one thing I'm going to tell you something about me, and I'm going to give you a couple of minutes, I'm going to give you my whole life within a couple of minutes with some little humor to it, and you're going to see where I came from, how I could have took my life, how I should have died, or how I should have been that long time ago, and to where I'm at now. So I didn't have that go-to person. So I'm going to start it off. I was 5 years old. And a lot of us, I noticed, came up here, we're sharing the same story. I was 5 years old and I was molested by my mother's best friend who was about to get married. And she was taking his fiance out on a bachelorette party. And she left us, me and my sister there. So he babysit, because that was her best friend. Never said a word. And when I did say something, my mother said, oh, it was your fault. You should have been told me that. It ain't nothing I could do. I could have been mad. You know, I could have been mad, could have went all crazy and all that. I ain't do none of that. I just said, okay. Changed my life because I actually thought it was my fault. See, one thing I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you humor, but I'm going to give you life too. So, changed my life. Thought that was my fault for years. Changed my whole interaction with the male, period. Me and my uncle, 4 months apart. He knew about everything, protecting me. You couldn't be a dude and think you was gonna talk to me. I remember my grandma, you know, she was funny. She said, she was talking, I overheard her on the phone, they was making a joke. She was like, yeah, because you know, and this is why you don't get in grown folks' conversations. So I heard the tail end, it said something about you kiss a boy, you get pregnant. That's all I heard. I was on the bus, the boy stole a kiss. I'm at the house, miserable, crying. My grandma was, what's wrong with you? And I told my uncle, you know, mind you, we 4 months apart, so we think the same. I told him what happened. He thought I was pregnant. So what does Uncle do? Uncle Clean get on that bus and tear the bus out with the boy. Everybody trying to get to the bottom of the story. I'm crying, I'm miserable. I was like, what is wrong with you? That boy kissed me and I'm pregnant. She was like, what? Hold up. What? I was the news on the phone. And you said, my grandma, and she thought it was so funny. So then, the conversation that my mother should have had with me, my grandma sat me down and had it with me. She was like, okay, you dumb. And you don't get pregnant by kissing a boy. She said, but I like that you thought that. She said, but it is some truth to that because kissing leads to other things. But I said, oh, okay, cool. That was that first incident. You know, I had a crazy childhood. Because I can say, one thing I can honestly say is that I grew up with the best of both worlds. Grew up with my mother, military. Got whatever I wanted. You name it, I had it. All them Jordans y'all getting, please. Look at my closet now. It's like all the stuff coming back. I already did it, been there, done that. Clothes, everything, you name it, I had it. My grandmother, what dude had talking about something? Girlfriend and a horse? Well, whatever, I ain't have a horse. I had a mule. And a bull, some cows, some goats, some chickens. I had it all. Because see, my grandma only gave us, my mother gave us anything we wanted, but my grandma gave us what we needed. Because see, we lived off the land. Lived straight off the land. Grandma was always like, go down there, pick that corn, get about 12 stalks of corn, then go around the corn and get them collard greens, and then go catch that chicken and put it in the cage. Okay. You know, look at me, yeah, I used to catch chickens and slop hogs, and can you believe that about me? Yeah, live that life. Grandma came home, got the chicken, and never knew, my thing is, all I knew was the chicken was on the table. I didn't care how he got there. All I ever knew was that the chicken was on the table. I didn't know it was a whole process when it came to getting that chicken on the table. So my grandma out there bringing the chicken down. What is this? What? I stopped eating chicken for about a year. Couldn't get past that whole thing and whatever. I just didn't, you know. So I grew up with a bunch of animals, you know. I lived off the land. So I learned how to cream corn from scratch. I learned how to make cornbread from scratch, biscuits, everything. My grandma didn't have no recipe book. Everything was off the top of the dome. You know, we didn't, you know, that's how she lived. So I had the best of both worlds. Yeah, I know how to cook. I don't cook though. How about that? I guess if y'all wondering how is that I got an 8-year-old don't cook. Well, I got something called a daddy. I got in a car accident a couple years ago. He had to move in. Just, you know, my son was 3. He was moving in to help me out. Well, needs to say, he ain't never left. Needs to say, I ain't married. Probably won't get married as long as my daddy telling around the house. So I'm just telling you, I might be coming to entertain y'all for the next couple of years. So it is what it is. So that's the farm life. My mother ended up fighting in the Desert Storm War. She was in the Army, followed military. One thing I can say is I grew up with my grandmother, and one thing I can say, me and my mother don't have the best relationship, but I tolerate her. And I pray that the Lord deals with me with that. Because the word that I always have a problem with is forgiving, and I'm going to get back to that. And one thing I can say is I could have been mad with my mom a lot of times, but I wasn't. Because my mother was in the military, so was my dad. They got divorced, and they were young. They were young when they got married and had me and my sister. And I can remember they had a rule. We were kids, and I remember this. I was 4, my sister was 5. The rule was whoever got home first got to go to the club. That was their whole thing. They loved the party. My dad thought if he married my mama, she would change. My mama thought she married my dad, he would change. The rule was whoever got home first, go to the club. Well, one day, my uncle picked us up and dropped us off home. And he was there, but somehow in between all that confusion, my dad thought my mama was home. He done ran upstairs, took a shower, left. Somehow during all the confusion, my mom came home and thought my dad was home. She done ran upstairs, took a shower, left. A 4-year-old and a 5-year-old in the house by themselves. Drew up all the walls. He took a crayon and went on that red wall. I wrote Michelle. This is how I knew I was going to be famous, and I'm going to be famous, destined for stardom. I was writing in cursive at 4, Michelle. All over the house. Mama and Daddy said they got to the NCO club. That's what they call it in the military. Daddy said, I'm sorry. Daddy said, it was that's a fine woman across the room. My mama go, that's a fine man across the room. When I'm saying to myself, well, both y'all married, why y'all even entertaining looking at a fine man and a fine woman? So she said she was talking to a girl and he was like, he keep looking over here. He was like, she keep looking over here. She better be glad I'm married. He better be glad I'm married. Then you know he said that they started looking, they kept looking. He said, man, we was cussing each other. What you doing? What you doing? Well, who with the kids? I thought you was with the kids. Go home. They was on the gone. They claimed they was on the gone 5 minutes. I swear, I don't know. I was 4, my sister was 5. If I wrote on, I remember writing my name on every wall in the house. You was gone more than 5 minutes. I don't wrote my name on the wall. My sister done took apart a whole bicycle. We had pots and pans. We called myself trying to cook some eggs. It was crazy. All I need to say is, they military, so we had to scrub. We had what they call a GI party. I don't know how many of y'all in the military in here remember that. GI parties when all soldiers get together and just clean. Well, yeah, that's what they did for me and my sister, so we had to clean. So then, I remember my mother, after she going through the divorce, she told my grandmother, you know, I'm not ready to raise kids. And I respect her for that. Because I'm thinking, when it was just you, I got molested. So maybe I'm saying to myself, that happened for a reason. So she turned us over to our grandma. 1 year she went to 3. 1 year turned into 2, 2 turned to 3, 3 turned to 4, 4 turned to 5. 6.5 years, young. By the time she came back, I didn't even know who she was. My sister remembered her, but I didn't. Because at the time, when she left, there were certain things I didn't want to remember. I didn't want to remember the man that molested me. I barely wanted to remember you. So I suppressed that. So when she came back, my grandma said we all had to go to Germany with her. Okay, survived the first 3 years with her. We had to come back stateside because of Desert Storm. They sent her to Desert Storm. Mama stayed gone for about a year. Came back. Came back a completely different person. See, back then, no soldiers was coming. Soldiers would go, come back, but it was coming back crazy and all type of stuff. Didn't have a name, nobody knew what it was. Moved to Germany. Living in Germany. Life was good for a while. Then she would have moments where she would black out. She'd be sitting in the dark. You know, I had an older sister, and then she ended up adopting this other one, my other sister, Drea. She ended up coming to stay with us. And so my sister, Drea, and my older sister, they kind of, you know, I'm still young, I'm growing up, you know, they kind of got to see, like, when she was having them little moments. And I'm young, I figure I don't need to be learning about when she about to go crazy and all that. I ain't saw no reason to learn none of that. So, I got sick. I had asthma real bad. I remember I was in the hospital for like 2 weeks, got sick, came back home. She was throwing me a 13th birthday party. Now, I knew it was something going on because I'm a December baby. Anybody knows in December, you always get told, you get a choice. Right. If you a December, do you have birthday parties, honey? No. See, she can relate. Because you always get told, oh, it's going to be either or. Either you getting Christmas or birthday. Yeah. Who gonna pick a birthday? I'm not picking no birthday. Never had a birthday party. Never had one. So she was like, oh, I ordered a cake, we're gonna throw a birthday party. I was like, yeah, been sick for 2 weeks. I had the flu, big eyes, both eyes, had an ear infection. I looked real crazy. So I said, okay. So we was walking, me, my sister, Drea was walking to go get my birthday cake. I got sick. Came home. I said, you know what, I'm gonna walk back home. And in between these times, before I get to that story, I would call my grandma. And I had a praying grandma, Reverend Evelyn Clayton, loved her to death. She prayed for me and my sister all the time. And I would tell her, she'd be like, well, how you and your mom doing? I'd be like, it's just getting crazy. She just sends me to my room because I look like my dad. Or she'll just, like, she been hitting me, talking about I look like daddy. Like, going through crazy, like, stuff. Like, to me, I'm saying to myself, you know, she's sick. I kept chopping it up, but she's sick. She's sick. She's sick. You know, so I'm saying to myself, oh, she just does that. You know, she's doing that because she's sick. But she loves you, whatever. And my grandma was like, you know what? Tell her to send you home because it's, you know, it's not getting better. It's not getting better because, you know, every girl wants their mother around. Every girl wants to have that relationship because you had it with my sister. You had it with Brina. You even had it with the one that adopted, but it wasn't there with me. So I was, you know, it's bad. And, you know, I'm going through a lot. I can't talk to you, but, you know, I want this mother relationship. So my grandma was like, you need to come home. Have her send me home. But I never told my mom to send me home. Never. So this in particular day was my birthday. I walked back. And when I came to the house, I remember when I left the house, everybody was a bunch of people there, you know, whatever. When I came to the house was empty and she was sitting there, blinds closed, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm sick, let me go throw up. Went in the bathroom and all of a sudden she come in the bathroom and she's jumping on me and I'm not knowing what's going on. Because I'm throwing up in this thing. I'm throwing up in the toilet, the tub, like I was sick. And I remember turning around and I'm saying, what is wrong with you? And I remember looking at her and just didn't even know who she was. And the whole time I'm saying to myself, I could hear something saying, like, I was like, run. Because I'm gonna tell you. Was I so? You sure? I'm going with this story and you ain't gonna get that reply message. You sure they ain't gonna cell phone? Okay. I'm gonna start looking this way. I swear for Teddy Savage. So this in particular time, I was saying to myself, I was like, you know what? This woman look crazy. And I grew up with my grandma. You honor and obey your parents. You don't disrespect your mom. You don't disrespect your dad. Honor and obey. Honor and obey. So that's the only thing that I kept saying. And I remember something, she just looked at crazy. And she jumped on me. I'm going to tell you, she clean dusted me off, y'all. I ain't ashamed to say she beats me down. But the fact of the matter is, it comes to a point in time where I knew I wasn't getting from this. And I knew I wasn't getting from this. And that's sad to say, she doesn't like to talk about the event, but I had to talk about it because this is how I get it. It's therapeutic for me. I had to fight my mother that day. And not to tell anybody, it wasn't my mother. Because see, what my mother was dealing with back in the day, they didn't know what it was. Today it has a name. It's called post-traumatic stress syndrome. See, my mother saw a lot of stuff in Desert Storm that she suppressed. She saw a lot of killing, did her share of it. Never talked about it. See, she didn't come home and get the necessary help to talk about it. That stuff she had to suppress. You know, she didn't want to talk about it. So you suppress an emotion, I'm suppressing emotion. It's not a good thing because nobody's talking. So she jumped me. I had to fight her. And the only thing, I used to have hair down to here. The only thing I lost was my hair. And that's a problem I have to this day because I would not grow my hair. I would not wear long hair because I think about how I lost my hair. And I can remember when it was all said and done, and it was so funny because me and my sister are like this. And in my past, people say our past like twins. Because she said she was coming home and something told her. She said, Dre, you get the key. I'm gonna walk back because I think Mama would flip for some reason if Michelle walked back home by herself. And that's exactly what happened. And my sister said she heard me screaming from like wherever she was, and she ran. And when she ran, I was running out. I was bloody, my mother was bloody, it was just a sad occasion. But one thing I can say is my mother knew people in high places. Because if we were stateside anywhere, my mother would have been in jail, DCF would have been called. None of that happened. None of that. I remember the guy she knew, he was a military police. He refused to report it. Instead, he told my mother, I'm going to take her home with me and my wife. And then here I am feeling some type of way because I'm in a strange man's house. And now I done fought for the first time in my life. If this man touched me, it's going to be some problems. Because what happened to me at 5 years old changed my interaction with the male altogether. I didn't date. It wasn't that important to me. I wasn't dating. Did not date at all. Any man could come to me, any boy could whisper a sweet nothing if he wanted to. It wasn't working on me. I didn't care. Because I knew what I experienced. My innocence was taken from me at 5. It was painful. Why would I want to entertain that again? No, y'all all said, there ain't no stars in the sky tonight. Why? They all in your eyes. That's the best you can do? You know what I mean? Like, that's the best you can do? I wasn't the least bit abused. Didn't even care. To this day, people do be like, I got to think of this. Oh, I'm trying to talk to her, she mean. Oh, I was the mean girl. And then when I wasn't mean, since I wasn't entertaining men, what else you think they said about me? Oh, she gay. Oh, she gay. Like one dude literally told me, mind you, I wasn't entertaining. You was just ugly. I'm sorry. I thought you was just ugly. And so when you all of a sudden had courage to roll up on me and give me your best pickup line, I said no. Not on the strength that your line was stupid and corny. It was just the fact that if I was entertaining you, my grandma said not to ever bring an ugly man home. So, right against you, sir. And she made it clear, don't bring no ugly boys home. I will stop them at the gate. So when he rolled up on me telling my son, you know, what's up? was wondering, how does a man like me get to know a fine lady like you? You don't. Oh, she gave y'all. It's me. She don't holler at me. She ain't trying to talk to me. Dogs don't even bark at you. You all set, boo-boo. So, I've been mean. I was gay. Bitter. They used to always call me bitter, too. I'm like, why y'all always call me bitter? Oh, some man did you wrong. I don't even date. Who? And then I thought about it. They right. Some man did do me wrong. At 5. So I had to get past that. And the only reason why I got past that because I remember when I finally, after all that drama with my mother, I finally went back to Florida, went back to my grandma. Had a conversation with one of the pastor's wives. And never told nobody, didn't even tell my grandmother. My grandma never knew this happened either. So I remember the pastor's wife sat me down and I remember her saying to me, and this is when I really knew there was a God. Because, yeah, I grew up in the church. I'm going to churches. You hear they're preaching about faith and all this other stuff. I grew up in, yeah, I know it. I was born, bred, and raised in it. But I wasn't exercising, let alone believed it. Because I'm saying to myself, how does a God allow certain things to happen to certain people? What kind of God enjoys that? And I remember the woman sat there, and I think that was the moment that I knew it was a God. She said, we were just talking, and I'm talking to the first lady, and I'm like, why this woman want to know, why is she taking her time out with me? Busy as this church is, she made it her business. Called my mom and said, I want to come and take Michelle to lunch. And I'm like, out of all the people in this church, why me? So she comes, she takes me to lunch. Well, we had lunch at the house, and I'm talking to her, and she said to me, she was like, when you was 5 years old, you were hurt. And I'm looking at this woman like, Mom? And I knew nobody told her nothing. I knew I didn't tell her. I know my sister didn't tell her, because my sister barely likes to remember herself. My sister carried that with her whole life. I remember her falling down at the altar one time, and a prophet is telling her, it was never your fault. Only me and my sister knew what that was. And I remember my sister carried that with her for years. But I remember that she telling me, and she sat there, and I got my spiritual counseling. She gave me something that I couldn't even get through with a regular doctor. I needed to know, it was like a whole weight lifted off of me. Just to know that it was never my fault, and that I was special. Because sometimes we as women, we as boys, we as human beings, we need to be reminded of our worth. Because see, a lot of the times we always spend our time talking to the girls, this, that, third. No, I'm talking to the boys. Because a lot of times y'all get missed. You need to know your worth. Yeah, I was watching you. I was making sure you were texting. You really need to know your worth. Everything you see on TV, that ain't real life. All that, how my grandma put it, girl, honey, all that glitters is not gold. And I have an 8-year-old son. And one thing I can honestly say too is, when I met my son's father, I was not in love with that man. When I was about 18, they told me I would never have kids based on what happened to me when I was 5. You would never have a child. It hurted, but I dealt with it. Because I was the one in my room who had no kids. I could go down, I could say, you know what? I'm going to Myrtle Beach for a week. Deuces. I'm going to Virginia Beach. Deuces. I'm driving down to the city. Oh, you need a babysitter? Deuces. Because I dealt with the fact that I would never have a child. I got godchild after godchild. They can always show you babysit. Oh, wait. Hold up. How? You all of them? Because you got 3. Okay. I do 1. You know, I got used to that life. So then I said to myself, then I met my son's father. I was not in love, nothing. He was just somebody. And then I remember, got sick, was real sick. And my friend said, I think you're pregnant. I said, the devil is a liar. I can't have no kids. Had the same doctor, always had the same OB for years. Went to the doctor. Well, I went to this place in Middletown called AIDS Women's Center. And they give out pregnancy tests to girls, you know. They're the first people you go to when you don't want your parents to know you're pregnant and stuff. So I went there. And they was, oh, let us pray. Let us pray. It was like praying. It was praying. Then finally I said, look, I don't mean to be rude. I can't do another prayer. You prayed for me when I walked through the door. You prayed for me when you told me to go to the bathroom. Then you prayed when you got the result. Then you sat here and talked to me about abortions and other choice and false kids. Then you prayed. Show me the text. So then I see the test, and she goes, okay, now 2 lines means you're pregnant. And I said, great. No, I ain't. Finally made an appointment. Found out I was pregnant. And I was 2 months pregnant. I was 24. Because see, in between all that chaos, me and my mother had our last knockdown drag out. And my grandma called and said, Charlie, either you come get her or you come into a funeral. So I moved to Connecticut. That's how I ended up in Connecticut with my dad. Found out I was pregnant, then fast forward, I went to college, enjoyed the single life. Because see, my thing is, I enjoy the youth. If you are 16, do what 16-year-olds do. If you are 17, do what 17, 18, 19, stay in your age bracket, stay in your age. Because let me tell you something, by the time 21 came around for Michelle Marie, it was the boringest day of my life. My highlight was getting my license, going to the package store. Went to the package store, and the man just told me to look. You know I had a whole full-grown fit in that package store? You ain't gonna card me? He was like, why? You Charlie Clay daughter. I mean, everybody knew their birthday was today. Because my dad frequents the wine cellar. So I said, okay, all right, cool. That's fine. And the thing was, I lived my life so young that I didn't have time, when it came time to actually quote unquote enjoy it, it was nothing to do. I've been in the club since 16. I was drinking. I don't know, I don't even know my son's father. Barely knew what he was about. I'm lucky only thing I got out of it was a baby. My son's 8 years old. I wouldn't trade my son for nothing in life, for nothing in this world. The only thing I wish I would have did was, if I knew I could have had one, I would have sat down, prayed about the man God was going to send me, and wait for him, and then have my son. Because his father is not in this life at all. Makes no. And my son is the coolest dude anybody can be. I'm talking smart, football player, won defensive MVP. They call him the hitman. Put somebody's child in the hospital. That's my baby. I know I shouldn't even be bragging about all that. I'm so sorry. But I thank God for my dad. I thank God for my uncles. Because he has that male role model. The church got him a mentor. Between my pastor and all the men in my cross street, he's like, I gotta stand up. My son is a stand-up dude. So my point is, I'm trying to make is, had I took the time out to know my son's father, I would have knew what I was getting into. Because one thing, girls too, one thing I find out about us too, one thing I had to learn when I did get back in the dating game, it was always the same type of man I dated. It was the drug dealers with the drug dealers. As long as I was getting my hair and nails done, I was happy. You know, I always worked, always took care of myself. You know, oh, babe, go get your hair done. Go get your Then I'd be wondering why. You know, I'm sitting somewhere, we chilling and talking. I'm in there getting my hair done, and his other girlfriend getting his hair done, getting her hair done. It's like, because it was something in me that kept attracting me to men. I got to see a lot of things that I shouldn't even got to see. And yes, I've been destined. Yes, I got to see the bitter side of, I finally got to see why men thought I was bitter. my little drug dealer boyfriend cheated on me, I flattened all his tires. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I don't recommend doing all that. To be young and dumb again, oh no, I will pass on that. Even, I knew it was something bad when my daddy said, you flattened the tires with the rims on it? I was like, they rims, tires, you know, the hubcap. My dad was like, see, you know what? He need to come down here and close your eyes. You don't do no, Michelle, them is rims. The rims come with the tires. I remember going out that night and he chased me around my car. I was like, stop, wait, hold on, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, even the bouncer was like, yo man, wait, come on, calm down. To be young and dumb again? No. I should have died that night. I did it. I just jumped in my car and did about $95 back home. But I knew it was something in me that was attracted to these dudes. So somewhere between there, I was in church, but I wasn't out of church. Because you can only run for so long. And I think about around 2007, I realized I couldn't run no more. And I realized the club scene wasn't for me. Because I started going back to church, and then I was out. A girl called me and was like, oh, we're going to a club in Carwell. I said, okay. She said, well, first we're going to stop in Middletown. Stopped in Middletown. And I thank God that I stopped in Middletown first. Because the club in Middletown, the club in Carwell, my best friend got shot in the head in cold blood. And the boy shot up the club that night. Bullets was just flying. I was supposed to be there. Could have been there. So I knew about around then. Then I lost one of my dearest friends. She had cancer. She died. He died that night. He died 2 o'clock that morning. She died 8 o'clock that night. And I remember telling Pastor, I didn't go to church, and then he saw me at the funeral. And I said, Pastor, I've been going to funeral at the funeral. He said, you need to come back and start coming to church. And I've been going faithfully ever since then. See, one thing I can say about me is everything that happened in my life made me the woman I am today. If you have the chance, don't be like me in your late 20s. You know, late 20s, early 30s, that's why I'm at. It ain't none of your business how old I am. You know, some young dude tried to holler at me and he said I was about 24. I'm 24. I'll run with that. Don't be like me. Finishing my degree. I'm 8 months from my bachelor's in sports broadcasting. I could have been had my degree. I could have graduated from Norfolk State University. I didn't. Partying was more fun. You get the opportunity to go to college, utilize it. You have your whole life ahead of you to do the party scene, the beach scene, the club scene. You get a chance to go to college, go. Just don't do no 8 o'clock classes. I think y'all have paid y'all dues, waking up early in the morning, going to school. Go to college, start your classes about around 10 o'clock, and then go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, take Fridays off. That's what I did. Well, let me stop lying. I took Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You know, we had a dorm mother. Thank God we had a dorm mother who, don't you got an 8 o'clock class? Yes! Get up. You ain't got okay, Miss Faye. Not all colleges are blessed like that. Go to your classes. Everybody, if you are here right now, if you are in this room, you are where you're supposed to be. And like I said, like she said, some of y'all may not take nothing I said. Some of y'all might take something I said and tell somebody else. I did my job, because y'all not my target audience anyway. I don't deal with young people. I don't even like kids. Never mind, I have an 8-year-old. Okay, I like him. He has his moments. Well, all I'm gonna say is, if you get a chance, go. Learn. Get your bachelor's. Get your degree. I don't care what the news says. I don't care what's going on. And my heart has been heavy due to the Trayvon Martin thing, because I'm a strong believer that that could have been my son. That could have been any one of you. Have faith. There is still hope. You can be somebody. You have a chance. Somebody give it to you. Take it. Do whatever it is you do. Pray. Ask God. If you don't know what it is you want to do, ask for guidance. Trust me, He speaks, He hears us, and He will guide you. I was supposed to be doing, my whole thing was, I was supposed to be a famous singer, actress, all that. One thing I can say about us, one thing I can tell you girls, although I was 24 when I had my first child, your life stops when you have a baby. Your baby becomes your first priority. I tried to go to college and still be pregnant and all that. My advisor said, you know what, it's not working. How about you have the baby and then you can come back. It took me 7 years to go back. I don't want that to be none of y'all. Yeah, so what, I'm going back. So what, I'm only 8 months away. You know what, I look back on it and I be like, I could have been on ESPN. I could have been Ocho Cinco White. Now here I am in my late 20s, trying to get me an NFL player. Or a basketball player. Don't do that. You are at the perfect age. Do it. Because everything happens in our life for a reason. Every heartache, every hardship, every heartbreak, every trial, every tribulation is making you and is forming you into the person that you are to become. I could be mean, evil, I could be mad with my mom, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm learning how to forgive now. Because see, now you're getting the treatment that you should have had, but you couldn't get it because they didn't know what it was. I'm happy you're getting it. I'm happy it has a name. Enjoy your life. Stay in your lane right now. Stay in a child's place, stay in a teenager's place. Just enjoy it. Because trust me, when it's all said and done, the ride afterwards, it's going to be a nice one. And that's my time, y'all.